across Darfur. Armed gunmen on horseback. With a single bullet, they crippled these twin girls. Scrambling for their lives, they ran on shattered legs, desperate to escape Darfur. Though the wounds are healing, they may never recover from the terror.
How many of you feel safe here? Nobody. How many of you lost somebody during this conflict? Almost everybody.
This woman lost a daughter. Her story is so painful, her mother must speak for her. As she was fleeing, she put her 2-year-old little baby girl on her back. 2 years later, she still can't talk about it, but her mother witnessed it all. Gunfire rang out, and suddenly her daughter went quiet and limp. Shot dead with a bullet meant for her. Now they are bonded by that terrible moment and by their new lives as refugees.
How is your life here in this camp?
We live in the situation that you see right now. We don't have many things.
A lot of people ask, what does a refugee camp look like? Well, you're looking at one of the biggest ones where so many of the 200,000 displaced people from Darfur are living. These little huts is where people actually live. These trees are actually bound together. They're sorghum trees. They use this to actually pound food into a paste that they can cook. And over here is where they keep some of their water. It's not enough. Everyone tells us that all the time. They don't have enough food. They don't have enough water. This is where they're living, though. This is how they're living.
Few of them know how they're going to get through next week, much less if or when they'll ever return home. Even so, they're trying to create new lives.
Look at all the brightly colored clothing around here. These are all refugees that actually come to this market to exchange goods. They don't need money, so they actually barter one service for another so they can take some of these goods back to their homes.
Or what they now call homes. Huts, really, made of sticks. Women preparing what little food they have.
Besides food and clothing, what do you want for your grandchildren?
Food and education.
The children also have stories. So many of them are of losing their parents.
We've heard just really terrible, heartbreaking stories. I heard a story of a young girl who's 14 who was gang raped by 15 men, 15 Janjaweed. Children who witnessed the murder of their parents. We've heard stories of mothers and girls being taken from villages by Janjaweed. We don't know where they're taken to. Just atrocities and horrible, horrible stories that are traumatic. These children are traumatized, and adults are traumatized as well.
Yeah, the stories are horrifying, and so many of them start just beyond those hills where the Sudan-Chad border is. So many people came by foot, walked all the way to these refugee camps. What we find, though, is they have so much in common with people in other parts of the world. Yes, they want food and water, but they also want their own land, and most importantly, they want education for their children.
When their sleep is not broken by nightmares, they dream the dreams we all dream. It's so basic. They want a better future for their children. They want their kids to be safe.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN, reporting.
Well, just ahead on 360, 3 murders in the same New York town. All 3 victims illegal immigrants from Guatemala. All 3 crimes unsolved.